The mother, in order to marry a rich man, abandoned her own son and ran off with a wealthy second-generation heir. Watching his mother leave, the little boy chased desperately after the car. But how could a weak little body outrun a car? To survive, he had to sell Chinese cabbages on the street. It so happened that a woman passed by, looking at the down and out little boy. The kindness in her heart made her decide to adopt him. In the blink of an eye, 15 years passed. The woman went to work as a cleaner every day, but every time she went out, there was always a group of bodyguards following behind her. It turned out that the woman's real identity was the world's richest person. She had 3 biological sons, each of whom was extremely excellent. The eldest son was a multi-billion-dollar CEO, the second son was a hospital director, and the third son was a first-tier star. To avoid putting pressure on her adopted son, she hid her identity and worked as a cleaner. She planned to tell him the truth after he graduated from school, and let him inherit her company to become the new richest person. Today happened to be the adopted son's birthday, so she was going to give him the family heirloom jade pendant, and tell him her real identity. As it turned out, on that day, the adopted son's biological mother came to find him, wanting him to go home with her. But the adopted son hated the fact that his mother had abandoned him back then, so he finally decided to stay with his adoptive mother. The woman was very relieved to hear this news. Just as she was about to give him the jade pendant, and tell him the truth, the adopted son told her that he was going to study abroad in France. For the sake of the adopted son's future, the woman had to hide the news again. She promised him that she would give him a surprise when he returned home. The adopted son was very happy to hear that. He even gave the woman a bunch of flowers before going abroad, saying that he would take good care of her when he came back. However, 4 years later, on the day the man returned to China, the woman had already been waiting at the airport gate early. But when the man learned that his adoptive mother was coming, he changed to another exit and left the airport. Later, he even held a banquet in a hotel, preparing to recognize his biological mother. It turned out that over the years, his biological mother had often gone to France to take care of him, which made the man gradually fall in love with the taste of money. So he abandoned his poor adoptive mother, and chose his biological mother who had abandoned him back then. When the woman learned this news, she completely collapsed. She immediately took her 3 excellent children to the banquet, and told the adopted son her real identity. At this moment, the man was filled with deep regret.